Hello again to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. Today I would like to speak on black folks who are into history, but they seem to have their priorities all the way off when it comes to researching Africa's ancient civilizations. 1. Many black folks seem focused on Kemet because they A. Don't know their own family history. Too many black people seem unable to trace their bloodline back through their own generations or the generations of their own family members. B. Because of this, they don't know who to connect with in terms of their ancestry. C. This then also causes a feeling of lacking in an identity. And human beings the world over seem very focused on forging and maintaining an identity for themselves and for the people who they're most closest to. D. Also, many black folks get caught up in what race were the Cometians debate. And many focus on Kemet just to prove to others that Nile Valley civilizations indeed was a feat of black social, scientific, artistic, and cultural engineering. But there's still a problem with this. 2. Please stop focusing only on Kemet. I'm sick and tired of black folks acting as if Kemet is the only African civilization worth researching. It's not. Let me explain. A. Why not look into ancient kingdoms like the Ife Kingdom in West Africa, or the Congo Kingdom in West Central Africa, or the Nri Kingdom of West and Central Africa? All these kingdoms are very old. They go back many hundreds, even thousands of years. B. And before you say, well, a lot of us don't know about that, brother, or some other type of nonsense, let me explain something. People all over the planet have cell phones. People all over the planet have internet access. Growing numbers of people have cell phones with internet access. And a lot of the time, the internet access can be free in schools or libraries. So you really don't have any excuse to not be able to look up this information if you really wanted to know this stuff. C. A growing number of scholars, researchers, anthropologists, archaeologists, etc. are coming out with more and more interesting info exposing what was really going on the continent of Africa. And more of their info is found online and in bookstores and in libraries all the time. The other thing that's annoying is how many black folks in North America believe that they're ancestrally tied to the Nile Delta civilization instead of the Niger Delta civilization in West Africa. Here we go. A. Yes, most blacks today are descended from slaves of the transatlantic slave trade. But guess what? B. Your history in West and Central Africa is much older, much deeper, and much richer than that. Problem is, you're not taking the time to gain knowledge about the pre-colonial, ancient West Africa. You're stopping yourself from looking there to see what actually was created by your literal ancestors. C. Instead, you try your hardest to link yourself to Kemet and Nubia in the Northeast, whose genes, phenotype, culture, region, and way of doing things is far more different to you than what's in West and Central Africa. Stop that. It's making you look stupid. D. Yes, I don't know that. Yes, I do know that some West Africans, like the Dogon, the Yoruba, Igbo, are most likely descended from Nubians slash Cometians that may have traveled or ventured further west after the fall of certain empires in the Northeast. But that doesn't mean you focus on only the Nubians and the Cometians, and nor the West African civilizations. That's like loving your grandparents and then ignoring your parents. How stupid is that? That makes no sense whatsoever. But that's essentially what you're doing. E. And yes, I know some people to this day are stupid enough to deny a Black Nile Valley civilization ever existed. But you cannot remain wrapped up in that debate forever. You've got to expand your knowledge to all of Africa's history, not just the history of Kemet and Nubia. And you can't stay stuck in that just to debate with other historians who deny black history in that part of Africa. That will limit the growth of your knowledge, and quite frankly, it will waste your time. Although one funny argument I have, if you want to continue to argue that, you can use this if you want, is if all those people in Kemet and Nubia weren't black, then why would those people use thousands of tons of stone to create these black images? The obvious common sense is either they were black and they were making images that were similar to what was around them, or they weren't black, but they really liked black people's phenotype, and they liked the black African features, and that's why they decided to put them through all the ancient Nubian and Cometian paintings and statuary. So if you're still going to have that debate, throw that at them and see what happens. In conclusion, here's what you need to break down. Seriously, let it go. Let it go and learn to expand your education of African history. Let go of the Northeast and Egypt. Let go of Nubia. That's not the only thing you should be studying. Study the entire continent's history. And even more importantly, study the history of the entire globe. Learn as much as you can is what I would suggest. That is all. I'm out. Peace.